thought today we would draw a little bird. I'm gonna paint mine with the coloring of a robin. You could paint yours. This simple bird shape could become any bird. It could be a cardinal if you added a little red tuft to its head. It could be a chickadee if you made it mostly yellow and white. It could be fun to look outside and see what kind of birds you have around close by to you to change this bird. I guess it couldn't be any bird. It would be hard to change this into a bald eagle or an owl, but it could be, this simple bird is kind of a songbird shape. So any real small birds that might be around a bird feeder close to you. It could be cute to put a Santa hat on this bird. I'm not gonna add anything extra to mine, but you could think about ways to make yours a little bit different if you want to. So I have watercolor paper. I'm gonna use my smallest brush today. I'm pretty sure that's the only brush I'll use. I have something to mix paint in, my paints and a pencil. I have a little sponge, and I think that's it. So I'm gonna draw pretty dark so that you can see the pencil, but it might be nice to draw a little bit lighter for your own. I'm gonna start with the bird's head, and it's just a circle. And then a slightly bigger circle down below and kind of off to the left. My bird is gonna be facing to the right. So this circle will be how big its body is. I just kind of keep going around and around until I have it the way, kind of the general shape that I like it in. And then just connect the circles at the back. And if you follow that line down and out, it can become its little tail. So I'm just gonna kind of keep bringing some lines out to form a little tail here. It needs kind of a neck in the front too. Now I'm going to use my pencil and erase some of the lines that I don't need anymore. I don't need these places where the two circles overlap. I mostly just need the outline. Okay. Then I'm going to add a little beak. And the beak starts in on the face. It doesn't just start out at the front of the outline of the bird's head. So bring it in just a little bit when you start, and we'll make a spot for an eye. I'm just gonna draw kind of some shaggy lines here to show where the color changes from more of a reddish orange down to kind of a white. So I'm just drawing some squiggly lines here. That's mostly for myself. And then same back here from the tail up towards the head. This will be darker on top. And then let's get some feet. Two lines kind of heading forward from the body, and then some kind of claw, almost claw shapes. One heading back, that's how they grip onto a branch or whatever they're sitting on. Okay. And just do a little more erasing now. So I'm going to start with a little bit of yellow, and then we'll build up from that. So I don't need to do any mixing with this yellow yet. Oh, you know what I do want to kind of mark off actually? Starting here at the front of the head, I'm going to do kind of some squiggles coming around the eye and then down towards this towards the back of the bird, because this whole front part is orange, but the top of the head and the back is a darker, kind of a brownish color. I forgot about that. Okay, so now to the yellow. I'm just gonna put yellow on everywhere that's going to become orange. So kind of around the eye and up here. I'm gonna leave the beak. And I want this to be pretty wet because the next color that we put on will be more of an orange, and I want it to start to blend right away. So now just with water, I'm gonna take a little bit of that color. Oh geez, I still wanted it to be yellow. I just want a little bit around. I don't want it to only be there. We can build on top of this color with some brown, but if there's a foundation of yellow underneath, I think it'll show through just a little bit and help kind of tie it together. Okay, now I'm gonna get a little bit of orange, and I have this orangey red over here, but I think I'll start with my bright orange and add that in here. And now just some water to help blend it around. And then just a little bit of this orangey red, especially down low for the belly. It's spreading up here a little bit, so I'm taking some of that back off with a dry brush. Okay, while that gets a minute to dry, let's do the toes. A little bit of black and a little bit of brown. Okay, I'm just checking to see how dry this is, to see if I can move on to the brown without it spreading too much down here into this orange part. I think I might try it. So I'm gonna start with a little bit of green. And I'm gonna add a little yellow. And then also just a bit of this black and brown. Now I'll check and see what it's like up here. So we're just gonna get darker from here for the top. I'm gonna add a little blue now. And a bit of brown to that. This is still pretty wet though, so let's see. Oops. I want this next layer to show up as its own layer. So I think I'm gonna wait and let the green part dry first. And then I'll use this bluish color on top and then just a little bit of black probably. So we're gonna have to wait and come back in a couple minutes.